Alright, so here's the first little example of how to turn the PicoRAM Ultimate board with its little OLED display into an I/O extension for the Heathkit, so that we can use it, for example, to display alphanumeric text or even graphics, right? So and the idea here is PicoRAM firmware has been changed so that it listens to memory address 0800, and every byte which is written into 0800 will be detected, right? It's like an hardware register to the I/O extension, and it will be echoed back on the screen, right? So currently the memory address there is, the register value is 0, but if I change this to 11, then you see that this is now echoed on the little OLED display. And that way I can basically send ASCII code from the Heathkit's memory into the PicoRAM onto the display, right? And so let's do that one more time. For example, change it to 56, and there you go. And here I'm using simply the monitor program, but of course I can also load a program basically. And so this is a little test program here, which is a simple counter, and it puts the hex value onto the display, right? But it also sends it, copies the value to address 800, which then causes the PicoRAM to echo the same value, right? So whenever I push a key here, it increments the counter, and yeah, uses the firmware routine of the monitor to put it on the 7-segment display, but it also simply stores it into the memory cell at address 800, from where PicoRAM is picking it up, right, and putting it on the display like this. Yeah, and I think we see the potential, right? So we can just use this as a I/O device. And of course, at the same time, it's also serving the memory. So all the previous programs are still working, of course. And now I can simply change those programs, right? For example, the Towers of Hanoi, currently they output on the LED display, but I could, of course, just send text now describing the moves, right? Move disk 3 from A to B to the screen. All right, more updates soon. Stay tuned. Thanks.